Welcome in, guys. Today we're going to be looking at a match that I did in my own time, and this is going to basically essentially be just some analysis of what's going on in the moment and things like that. So right off the bat here, um, this is basically going to be quite Bakugo focused, but I will also try to generalize some things as well. So anyway, yeah. So as you can see, the way I start here, I jump up into the air. This is how I like to use my R1. I like to get nice and high. When I'm high, I get an overview of what's around me, and then I can use my R1 to essentially throw it down onto where they are or where I think they're gonna be. And as that's hitting them for damage, I'll use my AP shot, so my alpha, to hit them for double. So if we go back and have a look, watch how I hit them with the R1s, and as the R1s are landing, I also hit them with my R2s. That's how you double up on damage with Bakugo, and you can really melt someone down super quick. And it's also, in my opinion, one of the best ways to use his beta ability when you're high up in the air. See that? And then, I take some damage over here between the Flash and Zuko from Avatar. That one there was pretty straightforward if you go back to watch that. I knew I had the range to close down Todoroki. I knew he had already used his Ice Wall. I knew he had nothing for me. And I'll use that moment to get some shields back because I had time to. Jump back up top, take care of the Derby. Obviously I didn't mean to steal that KO. I just thought the Todoroki, whoever was still up, so I wanted to help my team out because I knew that this guy wasn't going anywhere. So we take care of this. And again, guys, I'm trying to I'm gonna miss some stuff, but I'm gonna do my best to give you guys tips for in the moment for both Bakugo and just generalized advice as well. So if you do want me to go over anything, just ask in the comments, or if you want me to explain anything again, just ask in the comments, and I'll do my best to get to whatever it is you guys want me to go over again, or address that you think something that I didn't address. So that was a pretty good start there. As you can see, midway through the fight, I ducked out and I got my shields back. Not fully, but just enough. Because if you trust your teammates and you know the fight's going in your way, you can take that little extra breathing room to go get yourself stocked up a little bit more. Because then that means you're going to be able to get into the fight for longer. Rather than, you just stay in the face of danger and then go down and then you're crawling around like you're Solid Snake in Metal Gear Solid. You're not helping anybody. So when I ducked out, got some shields back, I came back up. Not only did it allow me to be more geared up for the fight to continue, but it also allowed me to take my enemies by surprise because they thought there was, they didn't think about me anymore because they thought I went. But then I'm back, hitting them from angles they're not expecting, just like that Derby found out. So don't be afraid, if you trust your teammates anyway, to just step to the side, heal up again in the middle of a fight if you think your teammates can handle it. It's always good to refresh whenever you get a chance, because you don't get a lot of chances in the middle of a fight to refresh, so when you do get one, you want to take it. So we get into another fight here. I always tell you guys about your basic combo is pretty useful, because people, when they get close, they don't tend to, use their brain sometimes. So in this instance, I was super close to the Cementos, so rather than, us do a ring around the rosies trying to hit, moves that aren't meant for a close-up, I just hit him with my my basic combo and it worked out. Bakugo's basic combo is kind of risky because it's not really as free-flowing as some of the other ones, and like the opening shot, you got to be kind of close, but in that instance it worked out for us. So the All Might here is looking to get away, which I don't blame the guy. When you're chasing someone down, just sort of look in the direction that they're going, then obviously it doesn't mean you're going to catch everybody, but it can give you an idea of where roughly they're going to be, or where they're wanting to go. So we finished that one off there pretty nicely. Not really too much for me to analyze there. I mean, the guy was running, we sort of followed him. Finished it off fairly straightforward. This is something that I like to do. If I know I'm not going to fight immediately, I just like to use the L1 for mobility. Again there, what I said to you at the start of the fight, this is how I like to use my beta ability. I go up into the air, maybe once, maybe twice, depending on where I am and what I'm doing. I see where exactly these guys are, and then I either aim it. There's two possibilities here when it comes to aiming my beta down at lowered opponents. The first possibility is if they're not moving, I'll aim it directly at them. If they are moving, I'll move it where I think they're about to go, and I guess that by where they're moving to currently. So if they're moving left, I'm like, okay, I'm going to aim it left. If they're moving right, I'm going to aim it right. If for whatever reason I don't trust that, I'm going to look at where my teammates are, and if I think these guys are going to want to push the teammate, for example, if it's a Kirishima, if that is a Kirishima right there, and that's Derby, Kirishima wants to go to Derby, because that's what he's all about. He's playing Bakugo, so I don't exactly want to throw it on Pink, because Bakugo really has no reason to get in his face. Two of his abilities are from ranged. Obviously, he has his L1, but, you know, that's a 1 in 3 chance. So when I aim that, I'm aiming at where I think he's going to go, which is most likely away from Pink. And I was correct, because I land one of them there. Todoroki shows up. He's like right next to me. No brainer. Use my basic combo. Finish him off. And then we have Crusty Hands over there. My teammate pretty much took care of that. I got my KO that I deserved, and my other teammate got the one that he deserved. And then here we are back up again in the air for reconnaissance. If you're good at handling your cooldowns with Bakugo, or even anyone, this isn't really a Bakugo-centric thing because some other characters can do this, but if you just shoot up into the air with an ability, it allows you to just get a sort of, you know, top view of what's around you. You can see if there's guys to the left, is there guys to the right, is there guys approaching from, you know, straight ahead. If you have an idea of what's around you, when you land, you can sort of figure out, alright, what's my next move? Whereas if you just have no idea that there's a guy or a team coming from the left, you might just be picking up stuff, la da 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 da, and then boom, you start getting hit by fireballs and God knows what else. So Deku has a kick into the air, he can do it. Bakugo here has his special action, sorry, he can do it. Mr. Compress can go up to the air, he can do it. If you are a Froppy, I'm pretty sure you could probably do it somehow. Ida can do it with his kicks. A bunch of characters have a bunch of ways to do this. But again, be wary of your cooldowns when you do that. If you're good at managing them, you'll be fine. That one there was like this is something I said before. I say try not to force things, even though if they're good ideas. Sometimes a good idea can be a bad one if you force it. I forced the idea of a basic combo there. Like, it worked in the end, but I took a lot of damage for it. So it wasn't exactly, you know, a painless use of my basic combo. Sure, I got the final hit, which is a good 90 damage, but I lost near enough all my shields on the way in. So there is such thing as a good idea becoming a bad one when you force it. Fairly straightforward, you know, advice here. If you think you're about to get killed, get the hell out of there. Try and find a nice corner, try to find cover, whatever you can do. And yeah, for the love of God, if you are going to try and go for a takedown and you start getting hit, just abandon the takedown. Otherwise, you're going to be the one taken down, which is obviously not what you want. So maybe I could have been a bit quicker here. You know, you can't make the right moves every time, but yeah. And you're going to see that here because I have some sort of weird personal problem with Uraraka. Like, I've beaten the best players available for me to face on PlayStation. I've beaten the #1 player, I've beaten the number 3, 4, 5, you call it. I've beaten all the top guys that I can face. And I still have a brain fart every time I come up against an Uraraka. So that's like a personal problem of mine. I wasn't really dealing with it there. You know, you have to be humble. You have to put your pride to the side as well if you want to live in games like this. If I was a guy who had a very big ego, I probably would have died right over there next to that Uraraka because it wasn't working for me and I didn't want to force it. So that's another tip I would give you guys. If something's not working for you, don't force it, because if you force it, you're just going to lose right there and then, or you might put your team in a worse spot. I had an idea there. I wanted to, like, you know, do the circle spin around the corner, but I kind of fucked it up. But you can see what I was going for. So, obviously, both my teammates are dead here. I didn't want to give you guys a game where, like, you know, the three of us are just wiping through everyone. I'm like, yeah, just do that. You know, and you're like, dude, you guys didn't even need to work that hard. What are we supposed to learn from that? So I thought, hey, I'll show you this game because, you know, we do go through some tough times. As you saw there, Very good idea for Bakugo. If you have someone chasing you and you feel like they're not going to let you go, some people will not want to let you go. You have to make them let you go. You have to make them think twice. In this instance, even without using up too much of my mobility, I managed to punish a chaser using, again, the tactic I told you about at the start of the game. I went nice and high with the special action, turned around, and I threw the bombs down, not where they were. If you saw that again, you can go back. Not where they were, but where I thought they was going to go. They were pushing me. They were only going to keep going forward. And so they went forward and they went into my bombs. So I take care of the Uraraka there. When you get people down and they think you've left the area, they tend to go and try to pick up that person, which can let you get some easy hits, as you saw me do right there. A good idea for me here probably would have been to left, but would have been to leave. But I was so against letting that Uraraka get back up on her feet that I had to confirm it. Sometimes if you know someone is a problem or someone is just a problem for you, get rid of them any means necessary. It could be the difference between winning the game and losing the game. I didn't want to let that go. So yeah, I would say if you are facing a very good player, or at least a player that is giving you a headache for whatever reason, try to definitely, by any means necessary, confirm their takedowns. Don't forget about them. There are some plays you can forget about and you see them later, no problem. Some plays, on the other hand, you don't want to let them get away. So instead of going for the 1 revive, I went for the 2 revives here. So obviously I waited for the area to die down in terms of aggro, and then I went back. Get to a nice area where you think, you know, people might not be around. If you have anything available when you revive your friends, try to drop it for them. We got pushed immediately after the res, which wasn't ideal. But, you know, here we are fighting it. People often don't tend to use that L1 in the air. If you know that you're about to drop down onto someone, it can be really useful. Especially if you prime it with these other ones. Obviously, I didn't hit my bombs, but imagine if I did hit all of those bombs, or at least one of them, and then hit that on top. He's in, like, such a bad position from that. Doesn't matter in the end, because I get him down anyway. But, you know, just think about the possibilities of that as well. So I feel pretty confident here. One side's blocked off. I don't think anyone's on the other side, so I just take the time to confirm that. And of course, like I always say, especially in one of my guide videos, always take the time to refresh yourself. It's like, was I on my last bit of life? No. Does that mean I shouldn't heal? Definitely not. I want to be 100% as much as I can. Anytime my health isn't 100, anytime my shield isn't 100, as in percent, not the number, anytime they're not 100%, I don't feel like I'm safe. And that's how most of you guys should feel as well, because, you know, in this game, all it takes is one good gank to take you out. So you need every bit of health and shields you can get. So again, I can push that, but I'm like, hey, I need to get my shields back up. Now I go back up there, I got full shields, I got full health. I know this guy probably didn't react as quickly as I do. So I know if I see him again, I'm good. So we come up to high ground. Always good to get high ground. You can see what's around you. Like this Uraraka wasn't really ready for it. I know I didn't get the takedown there, but as you can imagine, tons of damage, which means she's either A, not going to be useful to anyone because she's going to be running away, or B, my teammate's going to take care of it. If you guys feel like I've missed anything or you want me to explain anything again, just ask in the comments. I'm pretty much just doing this on the fly. You know how it is. I might talk pretty fast as well. Just use YouTube's feature to slow me down if you have to. It's always good to get high ground when you need to get your cooldowns redone. Obviously, Bakugo can shoot through the wall there, so I had a feeling he was there. And that feeling was basically aim assist telling me it was. And there you go, she was out of it. When they're out of the zone, you don't necessarily need to target their execution straight away unless like you're really thirsty for it. And the reason is because they don't get their number come down while they're out in the zone, so you can basically have a few more seconds, maybe more than that if they're quite far out, to not have to worry about them getting back up. Let me go back there. Yeah, I just read Todoroki's path there. So if you're familiar with people's moves, for example with Todoroki, when he uses his ice slide, it gives him mobility, but it also tells you where he's going. So rather than trying to shoot the back of his slide, just say, hey, I know where you're going. When you get there, then I'm going to punish you. And that's what I did. So this deku was trying to be elusive, and he was for a little bit, but we got him in the end. So yeah, pretty crazy end game there. We got like a really good revive. We wouldn't have probably gotten those revives if I didn't do my, my passive aggressive back and forth. So if you go back to look at those times when the Uraraka was pushing me and I was the last guy left, I forced them into that position where they weren't so confident anymore, and I could have that space to myself and I could take care of them because I managed to turn around and attack them. So again, sometimes when you are fleeing, if the only thing you're doing is fleeing, it can work. But sometimes all it might just mean is that, you're going to get messed up later rather than sooner. But in this instance here, the reason why I probably managed to get away with this is because I turned around, did some big damage there, broke their shield. And when you break someone's shield, like, they get antsy. Use the plus ultra when I had no more shields left, because then that maximizes the efficiency of your plus ultra. You don't really need to use plus ultra if you've still got shields, or at least, if they're high enough. So again here, like I said before, when people go down, their teammates want to go get them, especially when they see that you've left. So I just essentially trapped them for easy damage. And because of this damage, because this had them on the ropes, because this messed them up, this stopped this team from pushing me and finishing me off before I could get my revive. Obviously, as you see, I didn't want to overstay my welcome. Thankfully, I managed to confirm that. But yeah, it's all about knowing the limits. Some people, I always want to be aggressive. That's wrong. And some people, I always want to be passive. That's wrong as well. The real answer is, sometimes you have to be passive. Sometimes you have to be aggressive. There's no right or wrong answer for every situation. But yeah, hopefully you guys learned some stuff from that. That was basically an analysis of a pretty good game I had as Bakugo. Yeah, just some general stuff in there and some Bakugo specific stuff. And some Bakugo specific stuff that kind of applies to other characters as well. If you look at their specific, movesets. Again, Bakugo can go high in the air, and that's good for reconnaissance, seeing what's going on around you. But other characters can do that as well. So just use what's available to you for the characters, and you'll start to find that more than one character can do more than one thing. And yeah, as you can see, it turned out well for this one. Pretty good game. Ace rank match. Lots of damage and KOs. I'm sure you guys probably noticed as well, there was a tip in my guide video a while ago about counting the damage for the numbers. If you want to know why I didn't let this Todoroki go, I knew how much I hit him, and I'm thinking, you shouldn't have that many shields left, because if my calculations on your numbers are correct, your blue bar should be quite low now. And if your blue bar is low, that means I can get you out. So rather than duck out to try and get my health back or anything like that, I'm like, hey, this guy is not in good shape. And I hit him once more time, and I realized my numbers were correct, because as soon as I hit him, those shields went down, and I knew he wasn't going to take much more. So again, keep your eye on those numbers, because it can let you know, hey, this guy can't take much more. Or hey, this guy's still got a lot left to give. I don't. I'm the one that needs to back out here. So, things to think about. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This isn't like some sort of guide video, so don't be like, oh, you didn't talk about this. This is not a guide video. This is not a everything you need to know about Bakugo video. This is just a video that I dropped where I'm just trying to give you guys some tips, some advice, some match analysis. That's it. So, think of it as a freebie. Yeah, that's it really. I ain't got anything else to say. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, you like it. Again, this isn't a guide video per se. This is just me throwing a video out here, just trying to help some of you guys, because I know one or two of you asked if I could post a match at some point explaining why I do certain things, or why I think about certain things some way. But yeah, anyways, you guys have seen this already, so yep, thanks for watching. Yeah, keep subbing, keep liking, keep commenting. Don't forget to show your, you know, the videos to your friends if they like it as well. Yeah, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for all the subscriptions lately, and you know, the guys that keep coming back to keep watching the videos, that keep liking, that keep commenting. You guys are so great to me, and very thankful for it. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.